Hey there, mama friend, and welcome to the 5-Minute Mom podcast, where we'll talk about real life, real faith, real fast. For today's show notes or to get free Monday Mom devotionals, visit audrahaney.com. Well, hey friends, thanks for joining the podcast again this week. Before we dive into today's topic, I just want to say thank you so much for listening and sharing and commenting and really just being a part of this with me. I've gained new friends. I've heard the most amazing testimonies from you guys of how God is meeting you in a real way through these episodes, and that truly means the world to me. That is the why of why I'm doing this podcast. So thank you so much for sharing that with me. So today we're going to talk about the mission field. My husband is leaving for a 10-day trip to India today, and he is a missions pastor, so he travels every so often for a big trip, and we love the ministry that God has called us to. But we were recently talking about short-term missions versus long-term missions, and we are huge fans of short-term trips when they're done in a healthy way with the goal of supporting long-term missionaries on the field. For many people, short-term trips can be a gateway to a long-term commitment. But together we were also exploring things that long-term missionaries do really well and intentionally on the field when they're called to a certain area long-term. And some of those that we mentioned were they study and observe the culture they live in. They study what people surrounding them love, struggle with, like, or dislike. They make every area and activity of their life a tool for building meaningful relationships. They visit the same coffee shops. They get to know the same baristas, their neighbors. They're constantly looking for people and engaging with people who consistently cross their paths. They embrace their community, and they're willing to surround themselves with people who believe, act, and worship differently, and ask questions about why they believe what they believe, and also love them well. And in this entire process, they pray constantly for the people God has placed in their path. You know, after talking through this list with Corey, I got to thinking, man, isn't motherhood the most amazing opportunity to be on the mission field? It's easy to sleepwalk in our own country. It's easy to turn to a task-oriented life, to check off the boxes, to wear spiritual blinders, but it's no less of a mission field. Motherhood is a wonderful opportunity to break out of your bubble. Hello, pediatrician's office. Hello, mom of my child's classmate. Hello, sports moms and dance moms and gymnastics moms. Hello, mom on the park bench next to me. Hello, child's piano teacher. One of the sweetest and most sobering things that ever happened to my husband and I was that our first babysitter, who started keeping Nora when she was 16 years old, later confessed to us that as she entered the dating world as a teenager, she would watch how Corey and I treated one another on date night to determine what kind of guy she wanted to date. And we had no idea. And at that moment, when she told me that, it changed my perspective from just, please, teenager, come rescue me from my kids for 3 hours, to please rescue me from my kids for 3 hours, but also, how can we pray for you and pour into you? And that babysitter is like family to us now. You know, I know you're in the trenches. I know it can be hard to think past your nose and your child's snotty nose. But I pray for you to have spiritual eyes to see where God can use you. And I think you'll be surprised at how simple, intentional efforts impact eternity. So go shine that light, missionary mama. So that's the end of our 5 minutes. Please tune in again soon. If you want to learn more about me or sign up for the podcast newsletter or get a free devotional, visit audrahaney.com. And if you enjoyed this, would you please leave a quick review? Reviews are so important for podcasters, and it helps more moms find us, and it would be a great blessing.